My aim is to smash not 1, but 5 national speed records. The location for such a feat is Millbrook Proving Ground, the only place in the country where an attempt like this is possible. And with an army of scrutineers and timekeepers already setting up, my nerves are shredded. So I need a car I can trust with my life. I've chosen a Skoda Fabia VRS, same 180 horsepower engine, same double clutch gearbox, and the same chassis as VW's brand new Polo GTI. However, at £15,500, it's £3,000 cheaper. So if anything deserves to be a record breaker, it's that. The Skoda's engine is supercharged and turbocharged, but the only thing that counts for the record is its size, 1.4 litres, putting it in a class where the records were set over 20 years ago by a Metro that averaged over 120 miles an hour. I want to set new records for the time taken to cover 5, 10, 50, 100 and 200 miles. The Fabia is capable of beating the Metro, but the risks are still massive. First up, tyres. Now the Bowler's got an extremely abrasive, grippy concrete surface. It can cause the rubber to blister, or even worse, disintegrate. And perhaps the biggest risk is actually me, because I've got to drive at top speed for over an hour and a half, and that requires quite a lot of concentration. Only problem is, I'm not known for concentrating very well. A scrutineer checked my engine was the exact right size. A timekeeper set the laser-aligned start line. This is it, we're ready to roll. And then, it was time to go. It was essential to reach the Metro's average speed of 120 miles an hour as quickly as possible to clinch the first record, time taken to cover 5 miles.
It's doing 5,000 RPM at 134. Top speed of this car is 139, so you really are straining that little 1.4.
The data came out and my first record was confirmed, although I didn't actually know I'd broken it.
You've just broken your first record.
Someone just said something, but I can't really hear them because I've got a helmet on.
Despite not knowing if I was being congratulated or warned of trouble, I kept going, but fatigue was already setting in.
You start to get a bit of tunnel vision, you start to get dizzy, so the importance is to throw your vision further ahead. My right hand foot, my throttle foot, is actually spasming because I've got it on the mat.
Not only that, but my tired mind was getting distracted by the potential for wildlife. I found myself constantly on the lookout for stray foxes and birds.
That was a bloody pigeon.
Still, 50 miles into my drive, I was racking up the records.
I've got the 10-mile record and I've got the 50-mile record. I've just heard through the walkie-talkie. This is excellent. And I've not seen any vixens on the track, so that's cool. What was that? What the hell was that? What was that? I don't know if it's a stone or a conker or a bit of Skoda. I've got no idea what it is.
I travelled 80 miles, not even halfway into the epic journey, when things started to look really bad.
I've lost a tyre. I've lost a tyre.
I had to pull in. I didn't know the extent of the damage, but it felt bad.
What's the damage?
Bloody hell, that's really gone. Most of the liner's gone. As I'd be constantly cornering at over 130 miles an hour, my front right tyre had been under immense pressure. It was ruined, but the clocks were still running. A new tyre was borrowed from a second Fabia, but expecting it to last 120 miles when the first had disintegrated after just 80 was just plain stupid. It's just not worth the risk, really. If it mounted over those barriers, I mean, you just Superman it off the top of there. I don't really want to do that. Despite the devastating turn of events, I'd still broken some records. Hello, John.
Got some good results so far.
Have we?
Yep. Standing start 50 kilometres.
Yeah.
Standing start 50 miles. Standing start 100 kilometres. And we've got the flying start 5 kilometres, 5 miles, 10 kilometres and 10 miles.
Crikey. I came here aiming to break 5 records, but as long as my attempts are ratified by the MSA, it'll be an unbelievable 7. OK, I missed the 100 and 200 mile targets, but after 40 minutes of flat-out driving and an exploding tyre, the little Skoda has done me proud. What a hero.